Hello and welcome to Relationship and Life. I'm Adenike Shokunbi, and I have one goal with Relationship and Life, which is to help you make smarter relationship decisions for better relationship experiences. In today's video, I'm going to be looking at the concluding part of a video I did a few weeks ago titled Marry Your Best Friend. If you're watching this video right now and you're yet to see the first part, I would implore you to go and see the first part so that you understand where I'm coming from, because everything I'm going to be saying in today's video is going to be at the back of the part 1, Marry Your Best Friend. So please pause right now and go see the first part. So in my last video, I talked about the element of friendship, element of deep friendship, and the qualities that a person needs to possess for you to call them friend. I talked about what it means to marry your best friend, what it doesn't mean to marry your best friend. In today's video, I'm going to be dwelling on the importance of friendship in marriage, the importance of friendship in marriage. And I would like to start on the note of defining who a friend is. That might come as a surprise to you, like, oh, we all know who a friend is, but apparently many people do not understand the meaning of friend, because when they hear marry your best friend, there's a lot of misconception that comes to their mind, and I would like to clear that by defining who a friend is. A friend is taken from an old English word called friend, and friend means to love and to support, to love and to support. And so a friend is someone that you love. A friend is someone that you support. And in another way, you can also say a friend is someone that loves you. A friend is someone that supports you. A friend also means, from that friend, a friend also means someone that you favor. So if you are to put that together, a friend will mean someone you love the most and favor the most. And so a best friend is someone that you love the most and favor the most. And so when you hear marry your best friend, it means to marry someone that you love the most and that you're willing to also favor the most. And so a lot of people, especially after the last video I did, like, oh, the girls came with this defensive attitude of, oh, why do I need to marry my best friend, and blah blah blah. And it's because they do not understand what a friend means. Because if you understand what a friend means, when you hear marry your best friend, you will jump at it. You'll be very excited, like, oh, you want to do everything within your power to ensure that you really marry your best friend because of the benefit that it brings into your marriage. And so, like I said, today I'm going to be dwelling on the importance of marrying your best friend. And there were so many qualities that we considered that for a deep friendship to exist, these qualities have to be in place, which is in my first video. But today I'm going to touch on them, and I'm going to share with you how it relates to marriage, how it enhances your marriage. And the very first quality that I would like to talk about is loving someone who trusts you completely. Having someone or being in a relationship with someone who trusts you completely. Trust is one of the elements of deep friendship. So imagine when you're in a relationship with someone that doesn't trust you, or you're in a relationship with someone that you don't trust. How would that lead to a long-lasting and happy marriage? And so if you're in a relationship with someone you call a friend, it means that that person trusts you completely, and you also trust that person completely. And so it's so easy for you to have a relationship that is established on a solid foundation. Because when it comes to marriage, friendship is the bedrock upon which a long-lasting and happy marriage is built. And so without friendship, every other thing that you have in that marriage can collapse. And so you want to be with that person that trusts you completely, and you also trust the person completely. One of the other qualities of deep friendship that I also shared in my last video is someone that you can be vulnerable with. That's your best friend. Your best friend is someone that you can be vulnerable with and can also be vulnerable with you. And what does that mean? It means that that person, you're not afraid to be yourself with that person. When you're around that person, you're not walking on eggshells. Whatever is it that you're going through, your struggles, your weakness, your perfection, your imperfection, your aspiration, everything about you, you want to let the person into. You're not trying to hold back. You're not trying to, like, oh, let me behave this way because this person is here. You are able to just be yourself. with this person. You can break down, you can be joyful, you can be happy, you can be sorrowful, you can, it's someone that you can share the joy and sorrows of life with. And so who would you rather be with? Someone that you cannot afford to be vulnerable with, or someone that you cannot afford to trust? And one other quality that I talked about, as it has to do with the qualities that needs to be in place for deep friendship to happen, is shared interest. You want to have someone by your side that you share common interest. You don't want to be with someone that nothing is common to both of you. There's nothing that you can't have conversation around things that interest you. You don't want to be with someone that what catches their fancy doesn't catch your fancy. You want to be with someone that at least there is something that is of common interest to the both of you. And why is that important? That is important because in marriage, quality time needs to happen. And what would allow for that to happen is shared interest. Imagine there's nothing that brings both of you together. So what would you be talking about? What conversation will you be having? So you can see that the need for shared interest cannot be overemphasized in marriage. Because for quality time to happen, like I've explained earlier, it's important for both of you to have shared interest. And so if the person isn't your friend, I don't know how that is going to be possible. And so I'm going to move on to quality time, which is another element that needs to be in place for deep friendship to happen. Quality time is very important. And like I said, you need shared interest. You need to be able to talk about something that is common to both of you to be able to have quality time. So quality time is very, very important in marriage. You don't want a situation where you're married to someone that doesn't spend time with you. Because when you're genuinely in love with someone, you want to spend time with them. They're the people that you want to spend time with the most. So imagine you're not stuck with someone who isn't your friend. So that kind of person, after work, can decide to go and hang out with the boys and call maybe when you're already asleep. Or that kind of woman, we also want to go and hang out with the girls that they have something, in common, something to talk about, rather than come home and be with someone that you do not have that relationship with. So am I saying that you need to marry someone that you need to be in a relationship rather with someone that you have a great relationship with? No. You can start a relationship with someone that you do not have a great relationship with. I believe that your friendship can always grow with the relationship, but don't marry them until they become your best friend. Don't marry them until they become your favorite person. Don't marry them until they become your number one go-to person. You can start out not being great friends, yes, but don't enter into that marriage. Don't conclude on marriage without being great friends, without being best friends with this person. So we cannot overemphasize the need for friendship. We cannot overemphasize the need for friendship. And so, the person that you call a friend is someone that you want to, share every aspect of your life with. You want to share everything happening in your life with that person. We have situations where people are in marriages where they can't be honest with their spouses. You can't be honest with your husband, you can't be honest with your wife. Why? Because you believe that there's an aspect of you that the person, that'll be too much for the person to accept, like, oh, maybe that's an ugly side to you. You don't want the person to know. You have less worry. You don't even have to worry about that when you're with someone that you truly, can call your best friend. But if you still find yourself in a relationship with someone, then you're still trying to, hide something from the person because you're afraid you're going to be judged and all of that, then that means that you can't go ahead with that person. Because what friendship will help you to achieve in your marriage is that even when you're going through, something that is unbearable, something that is uncomfortable, something that you can't share with anyone else, you feel like, God, if I take this thing to the world out there, they're going to judge me. You know that there's somebody who is standing beside you, that regardless of your struggles, you will not be judged. Like, that you can always come to this person like, these are the things I'm going through, and then there's no judgment. The person is not judging you. The person is able to go through that situation with you because the person is truly your friend. So that's the kind of person you want to be with, because that kind of friendship has a way of enhancing the emotional and physical connection in marriage. And so we have a lot of marriages that have become dysfunctional because there was never friendship from the beginning. There was never friendship from the beginning. You know, people go into a relationship 1 month down the line, 2 months down the line, they're already talking marriage, and I'm like, oh, have you built friendship already? Have you built friendship already? And by that, you know what I mean. Like, you know, this person, can you say you trust this person completely? This person that you want to marry, can you say you can afford to be vulnerable with this person? This person that you want to marry, can you say that you share things in common? This person that you want to marry, can you say that you share quality time with this person? Can you say that this is the person that you want to be with the most? Do you long to be with this person? Can you say this is the dearest person to you? Can you say this is the person that you're fond of the most? Can you say this is the person that you care most for? Because all of those qualities are going to be needed in marriage. You want to be with that person that you want to favor the most, you want to support the most, you want to love the most, against the world, against what anybody thinks, against what anybody, you know, feels. This is the person that you want to be with the most. And so the need for, you know, friendship in marriage cannot be overemphasized. And if you're out there, you're single, and you're in a relationship with someone, it's fine if the relationship is not yet, you know, if the friendship is not a great friendship, but ensure that before you say I do, before you walk the aisle with this person, ensure that you're already great friends, you're already, you know, best friend. And so peradventure you're watching the video and you're already married and you're hooked, you know, with someone that you don't consider a best friend. Does it mean that everything is ended for you? No. In my next video, I'm going to be addressing that. I'm going to be talking about what to do when you are hooked up or married to someone that is not your best friend. Thank you so much for watching today's video. See you next time.